Hey, so I am part of the Teen Sewing Ambassador Board at my girlfriend's quilt shop in Logan, Utah, and it's sponsored by Baby Lock. And so I am just going to show you how to thread a Baby Lock Presto II and wind a bobbin to get you started on your sewing projects. Okay, so this is my Baby Lock Presto II, and let's start with the bobbin. So I have right here a empty bobbin, and I'm going to open this, and if you come right here on the bobbin, there's this little notch right here that you can kind of see it right there. It's clear so you can't really see it, but there's a notch right here on the bobbin winder that fits right on that notch right there, and it just slides right on, kind of locks it in place. So then you take your thread and you put it on this spool wheel thing. You want to make sure it's coming out of the bottom, and it shows right here on that little picture there. You want the thread rolling off of the bottom like that. And then you come over here, and it has numbers and it has steps. So the solid line is how to thread it, and the dotted line is how to do the bobbin. So right here, I'm going to start with number 1. I'm going to come down here and above that. Okay, and then right here at number 2, the dotted line goes to the right and the straight line goes to the left. So the dotted line's the bobbin, so I'm going to follow the dotted line. I'm going to come over here, and there's pictures along the whole thing so you can kind of see what you're doing if you don't remember. So you come back behind that little hook notch thing right there, and you come under that little button thing. And that keeps it just tight so you don't get like weird windings in your bobbin. So then you just come, and this picture shows right here, you just wrap it around. I wrap it around like just a couple times, and then there's a thread cutter right under here, this little groove right here, and you just cut your thread like that, and then you have to lock it in. So right here in this picture it says to move it over. You have to move it over to the right. And then once you move it over, this start stop button, it'll turn orange. And if it's orange, it means that the bobbin is engaged. If it's red, it means it's not, something's not right, it's not ready to sew, like your presser foot might not be down, or it's not ready to sew. If it's green, it means you're all ready to sew. So it's orange right now, which means the bobbin's ready. And then you just make sure your threading's right, and you just step on the pedal. Okay, so just like that, and then what you can do is you can cut your thread right there on that thread cutter that you used before. And then this isn't full because it would take forever to show you in that video. So that's how you thread the bobbin. Okay, now that you have your bobbin wound, you are ready to thread your machine. So the thread is still in there, and it's coming out of the bottom like the picture shows. You just kind of follow the same steps. So it's 1, 2, okay, so now this time, instead of going to the right to the bobbin, you're going to come to the left to thread it. You come down here, and then you come, see there's a little 3 right there, you have to come back up. So you go down behind it, you come back up, and you want to make sure that your needle is at the highest point, because if it's not, you won't catch this little lever in here. You have to go, you kind of have to like scoop it around to make sure you catch it. You can kind of hear that click right there. You can kind of hear if it catches or not. Okay, then you bring it down, and so I'm at number 5 right now, and there's number 6 right there. There's a little notch right there that you have to put the thread behind, that you catch it. Do you see how it's kind of through that little hook right there at number 6? So you want to make sure it's caught behind that. And then now you're ready to use your automatic threader, but you have to make sure your needle is in the center position, and right now it's in the left position. And that's default right now at the machine, so number 1. But number 3 is the center position. So 1 is at the left, 3 is at the center, and you can see the needle's in the center right now. So after number 6, you do your number 7, which is the automatic needle threader. You just put it right here in between that hook. You can kind of see there's a little notch right there. And then you come up and lock it into right there, right by that number 7. And then you just kind of leave it there. And then there's this lever on the side that says number 9 right there. And you just pull it down all the way and it threads your needle for you. And then you can pull that loop and there you go, you're threaded. Okay, now you've got to put your bobbin in, which I haven't done yet. So on this machine, it's a top loading bobbin. So you have to, it goes right in there, and you have to take this plate off, and you do that by this button right here. You just slide it over and it pops it up, and you can take that off. So there's a picture right here that shows you which way the thread is supposed to come out of the bobbin. So on this machine, it's counterclockwise, and you just drop it right in there. And then there's a hook right here. You have to go behind that hook, and then you just kind of follow the path after that. It goes here, and then there's a little blade right there that's a thread cutter as well. You can just cut it right there. Then you put your case back on, and that should be it. Once you start to sew, it should bring the bobbin thread up with it, so you don't have to use your hand wheel to bring it up. So now I'll just grab my scrap, and you just drop. Okay, now it's green, which means it's ready to sew. So you just start sewing. And then once you're done, I have it set right here in the needle down position. So that means that when I stop, the needle's going to stay down. And then, so I'm done, I'm at the end of my fabric. Then I'm going to press my automatic cut, my scissors, and it'll cut the thread, and then you're ready.